forward to this holiday season? Can someone share me their thoughts or what are your plans or they're looking forward for this holiday season? Everybody? Rest and relaxation, that's right. Can I also hear from anybody else? Someone? I think that's it. I think most of our attendees right now are being silent. Yeah, planning for the new year. That's right. Yes, all of the guys have said are correct. Since the holiday season is about festive celebrations, we are building a happy moments, cozy moments, happiness. It's about relaxation, right? And of course, also a bit of reflection, like what we have learned throughout the year, what we have learned from our mistakes, from our struggles, from our fights that we have gone through to the year of 2023. But here's the thing. What if this holiday season can also turn into your financial celebration? How about that? And we are here to help you that. As today, we're diving into a topic, how to make money investing in new construction. Wow. Are you guys ready? Is everybody excited for this one? Is everybody excited? Okay, great. I can see the thumbs up reactions from someone. Okay, awesome. And first, for the information of everybody, we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So big shout out to our audiences around the world. Now, if you're enjoying what you're hearing, can you please do me a favor? Please spread and share this live feed with all of your close people using the social media platform that you guys have. Please help us reach this platform, on our event through these people who is willing to learn about investing in new construction. Okay, but before we begin, let me remind you of our Zoom rules. So please keep your microphones muted during the session to avoid any interruptions. Again, please keep your microphones muted during the session to avoid any interruptions. But don't worry, you can still ask questions to the presenter. And to those who are watching us live, you can also ask direct questions only if you are registered. So please go ahead and register at platinumkeyevents.com. Again, to those who are watching us live, if you would like to ask questions, you need to register first. So please go ahead and register at platinumkeyevents.com. And I also would like to encourage everyone to please turn on your cameras and let's make this session more interactive and engaging. All right, now it's my pleasure to introduce our team, the Platinum Care Realty team. First, let's start with our incredible marketing team. Say hi, guys. Oh, Peter is
Hi.
waiting. Thank you so much. And next, joining us also is our always reliable property management team. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, great. And last but not least, our sales department, in which I belong. So let's give them a virtual round of applause. And without further ado, let's give a warm virtual welcome to our expert speaker, who will help you understand what are the ways or steps when investing in new construction. The stunning, the loving mother, our greatest CEO, the managing broker of Platinum Care Realty, and also representing our sister company, New Day Business Solution. Let's give her a warm virtual applause. Let's all welcome Nikki Sanchez.
Yay! Bless everybody once again. I'm going to be off video for a little bit while I do the presentation. As soon as I'm done, I'll come back live so I can interact with you a little bit. Hope that's okay. I'm just working on my lighting right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen. So let me go ahead and share, and we are about to get started. I'm so excited about this topic because personally, I've bought so many new construction properties and have successfully invested in them over the years. Let me see, is my screen stuck? Let me try again. Try again. Let's do like so. Okay, present. Okay. All right, let's get back here and let me share one more time. All right, guys, let me just get this going. Can everyone see my screen? Is it small? Can you guys see?
Yes, we can see the slide.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So today's topic is how to make money, investing in new construction real estate. So you can't deny, as you drive around Central Florida or whatever city you're in, there's so much new construction properties, so much new construction projects that are taking place. Um, if you're in a area that's noisy, just go ahead and mute your phone so that everyone can hear nicely. Thank you so much. As you drive around and you see all these new construction properties and this new opportunity, I'm sure you're wondering to yourself, is it only people that are going to live here that's buying here? Or are investors also buying here? You know, what's going on? There are so many projects all over. It's just ridiculous to think that every single person that's buying in these communities are buying just to live. Investors are also taking the time to see what's going on, to see what the builders are doing, and they are also taking advantage and investing in real estate. So in today's session, we're going to go over the ins and outs. If you're thinking about investing in new construction, what are some of the things that you need to do to make sure you are successful? All right, so here we go. So we're going to cover today how to research the market. Then we're going to talk about understanding the costs associated with buying new construction. Then we're going to talk about the developers, knowing the developers and why that is important. We're going to also talk about how to analyze your returns. Then we're going to talk about financing. What's the correct way to go about financing for these types of projects? We're going to talk about diversity, how to diversify your portfolio, especially if you're investing in new construction property. We're going to talk about long-term strategy, and then we're going to do some professional advice. So get ready, get excited, get your note papers out, and we are kicking off. So get ready to take your notes. All right, so my first slide, what are the steps, right? What are the steps? Investing in new construction properties can be a profitable venture if approached strategically. This involves not merely investing, but crafting a well thought out strategy as it opens a door to potential investment opportunity. So when you're thinking about any type of investment, not only new construction, it's something that you have to think out, right? You have to count the cost. Okay, what's going to cost me to get into this? What is the worst thing that can happen? And you have to prepare for that worst case scenario. Remember, investment is not a game. I'm repeating it. Investing in real estate is not a game. You can go bankrupt if you don't do it right, or you're not taking the time to understand the steps and making sure you're getting things done correctly. All right, we're going to talk about research, how to research the market. So my first point is start by identifying locations with strong economic growth, population growth, a high demand for housing. Look for areas where new construction is in demand and likely to appreciate in value, right? So that's a lot of words, and it sounds like expert words. So Nikki, all right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you a second, Kim, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. All right. So that sentence I just read for you, it has a lot of words, you know, economic growth, population growth, high demand. So for an average person, those words may be scary. Like, Nikki, what are you talking about? Do you think we're economic experts, or how we're going to do this? I have an easy cheat code for you. The cheat code is in point 2. It says follow entry level builders. Entry level builders. Which builders are some of the entry level builders? Highland Homes. You can write that down. Starlight Homes. They go and they research areas. They do all of these types of study for you. And then when they find an area that meets these criteria, they build these entry level homes. So if you look for builders that cater to a first time home buyer, they're like the first buyer for research. They have the experts. They have already done the research for you. So if you just follow them, that's a good indication that that area is getting ready to grow. Next tip I have for you in research is also in stores. You ever go in a rural area and you start seeing a Dollar General, right? You should start taking notes, stick a pin. And then after the Dollar General goes, then you start seeing Walmart, or you start seeing Publix. You start seeing some kind of a chain store. That's another indication that this area is about to grow. This area, people are moving in because these types of stores, they have the experts. They're paying the economists, they're paying their market strategists big money to already do this type of work for you. So if you just follow what's going on in this area, wow, I see Dollar General, okay. I see Walmart coming. I see Publix. Wherever you are, it could be Kroger. I see these chain stores coming. That's going to be a great indication that this area is a good area for me to think about investing in. Did everybody get that? Okay, great. So no questions means that you understand perfectly and you're following with me. So if you're following, you want to, if you don't want to unmute right now, go ahead and just put something in the chat. Give me a 1. Yes, I'm following. 2. No, I'm not following. So I know you're getting what I'm saying. All right, then one of you guys maybe can't, just let me know what the chat is saying because I can't monitor the chat right now, okay? All right, if you need to
Okay.
stop me, if you need to stop me, just stop me. All right,
Excuse
so
me,
the
Nikki,
next, sure, go.
someone is asking from the chat from Gian Awad. She's asking, is big stores comes first or builders start to build first?
The builders build first. Got it? Does that help?
Yes, Nikki. She said yes.
Perfect. The builders normally start building first. Then we're going to think about understanding the costs associated with new construction. Now, when you're thinking about new construction, you can do two ways. You can do it where if you're going to build from scratch, if you're going to find some land and you are going to build from scratch, if you're going to do that, you have things like the land acquisition costs. That means the cost to purchase the land. You have construction costs. Then you have permits and financing costs. And then you also have the cost to develop the land. So, for example, if whatever you purchase, a lot or a parcel of land, it doesn't have the infrastructure, it doesn't have water, utilities, sewage, those types of things, there's something that you're going to have to pay called impact fees. And you pay those type of fees to the county in order to use the land for building. Okay, so that's if you're building from scratch. So if you're a little bit more savvy and you have a contractor and you want to be creative, you can build from scratch. But for sake of this presentation today, we're more focused in on builders who already does these things for us. They already purchased the land. They already cover the construction costs. They already have the permits. They already did the financing to get all those things done. They already paid the impact fee. So we're coming in right in the middle and saying, okay, you're building this community. You're purchasing, you're building these homes. I want one of them. All right. And I'm going to use it for investments. So that has to do with the costing. Then when you purchase a home that's already existing from a builder, you don't have these costs, but if you're going to do financing, you're going to have your regular closing costs that's associated with new construction. So it would run just as if you were buying an existing home. You would need your down payment. You would need your closing costs if you're getting financing. All right. Does everyone understand that? Put one if you do, two if you don't. How's it going, Ken?
He said one, Nikki, so it's yes.
Good. Perfect. Then when it comes to new construction, no matter if you're building from scratch or you're working with a builder, you have to expect delays. You have to expect, some kind of a unexpected thing that may come up with expenses. For example, if you're building from scratch and you priced out at the beginning of your project blocks or wood or cement or something like that, you have to put some kind of a extra in your budget to make sure if those things increase during construction, you're covered. Then when it comes to working with your local builders, they experience the same thing on their back end. So there may be delays in terms of when the home is going to be ready. If they told you it's going to be ready in December and something happened and now it's going to be ready in January. So you have to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to new construction. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right. Then in this slide, it says, know your developers. Know your developers. Prioritize quality, timely delivery, adherence to regulations, reputation in the market. So you got to know your developers, right? So just like anything you do, if you're a consumer, you go to the wonderful Google and you Google and you see what people are saying about these builders. They have different quality types of builders that have a good reputation in terms of the material they use to build, the finishings, the quality of the finishings. That means when they're finished building, how does the wall look? How does everything look in the house? Is it neat? Is it a good quality? Or in a couple months, things start falling apart. So you have to do your research in terms of quality. Now, one tip I have for you, if you're ever looking for a 2-story home, especially in Florida, 2-story home, and you want to know which builder uses concrete block in the construction on both levels. That means on the first and the second levels. If you see these homes, most homes on the second floor is made of reinforced wood. The only builder I know of at this time that uses concrete block on the first floor and the second floor is D.R. Horton. So you can write that down. D.R. Horton, home builders, they use concrete block on the first and the second floor. Okay? And then when it comes to finishing of homes, the different builders have different tiers and different levels of how the finishing is. And of course, the better the finishing is, it goes with the price. So as an investor, you're concerned about it, but you're not really too concerned about it because you're going to be using the property for a rental. So I don't want you to get too caught up into, if it has granite, what kind of counters, those are getting into if you're going to live there. Just remember the property is for rents, okay? All right, let's go to the next slide. Then this one, I'm going to talk about analyzing your returns, okay? Analyzing your returns. While new construction homes sounds really great and really awesome, if you're not timing the market, if you're not doing your research, you can potentially overpay for a property. And when you look to rent it, the rent cannot cover your mortgage if you have a loan. So you have to calculate exactly what you're doing. So when you're going to do the financing, what you need to do is you need to get an estimate of that mortgage payment for that property. And then you do some research. You can use Zillow or any one of those tools and just check what are homes similar to this being rented for in that area. So you can have some idea if what you can potentially get for that property, if it makes sense. Then you want to remember outgoing expenses like property taxes, maintenance, and insurance. And then if you get a loan, of course, your financing costs, the cost for your mortgage. Now, when it comes to new construction, if you did not buy that property cash and you get financing, most times you don't have a very big cash flow. You don't have a very big cash flow, just a few $100s. People that invest in new construction property, what they're really aiming for is that equity growth in the property, that equity growth. So over time, the area getting built out, that property is going to worth much more than what you bought it for today. Okay? So just keep that in mind. If you're doing new construction and you're getting financing, don't anticipate, unless you're putting a lot of money down, to make a lot of cash on cash return. Don't anticipate that, oh, I'm going to net $1,000, especially if you're using financing. You may net just a few $100s, but it's something you're investing in with the anticipation that the area will boom and your property will double in value. Okay, so analyze your returns accurately. All right, my next slide, I'm going to talk about financing. Financing, how to find the money. How to find the money, honey. If you are going to buy new construction property, and if you are trying to build from scratch, if you found your land and you want to get going to get some get a property up, there are some loans called construction loans, construction perm loans. You want to write those terms down where you can finance the end results. Okay, so there's a bank that will give you the money for the house as if it was finished, but they're going to put that money in an escrow account, And as your builder, whoever you hire to do the construction builds, they get certain draw on that money until it's done. So you have loans that are geared towards building from scratch. If you as an individual are planning to build from scratch. Now, if you're buying the home from a builder, you don't have to worry about anything like that. It's just like a basic mortgage. Either if you're going to do it as an investor, you're going to use 20% down, you're going to use some kind of a mortgage product. You can always go ahead and look back on some of our previous videos where we spoke a lot about mortgage financing, especially if you're an investor, how to invest in real estate using mortgages. So you can look back at our YouTube channel or somewhere on Facebook and you can rewatch those videos. I'm not going to get into the heavy details on mortgage financing in this session, but you can look back at it. But if you're going to buy from a builder, per se, for a home in a regular community, you will not need a construction perm loan and do draws. You just do your investor type of loan, which is basic 20% down. There's ways to go about that. If it's something you want to learn more, just go ahead and contact Kent. Kent, you can put your phone number in the chat. Contact Kent directly, and he'll be able to book an appointment for you to speak to me. Okay, so that's financing. All right, then I want to talk about diversification. If you're doing new construction, I already told you the basics, especially if you're not buying these property cash, your cash flow may be very small. And you are now depending on the growth of the area to have that appreciation in value. Now, we know we can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow. I wish we could, but we can't. So in order to protect yourself, you got to have some kind of diverse portfolio when it comes to real estate. So if you have some new construction properties, you want some other types of properties, maybe multifamily property, maybe some existing homes that can cash flow a little better than just a new construction home. All right, so you want to make sure as a whole in general, as you go about making your plan to invest in real estate, you consider some kind of a diverse portfolio, not just buy every new construction you can see unless you have enough money in reserves just in case something happens and you need to cover that mortgage. So this is very, very important. Just make note of it, especially when you're investing in new construction properties. All right, so we're going to go over some of the risk again, because in every type of investment, there is risk. And if we really understand what is the risk, we can be more prepared when we're doing these types of transactions. We can be ready for anything. We spoke about construction delays. We didn't speak about zoning issues, zonings. So you have vacant land, and that vacant land is zoned for many different things. It can be zoned for mobile homes, where it's a mobile home. So if you now wanted to build a single family home and you didn't do your due diligence and know that all the lots around there, someone could put a mobile home, you could have this beautiful single family home on this lot and then mobile homes all around. Of course, the value of that single family home is not going to be there. It's not going to happen. So you have to watch out for zoning issues. Then it goes even deeper for zoning, where you can have a piece of land and they will only allow you to build a certain type of home or a certain size. So many details when it comes to zoning if you're planning to build from scratch. Then you think about market fluctuations. You projected that, wow, this area is going to grow, but something happened and the area did not grow the way you anticipated it to be. You have to think about those things. Potential changes in regulations. Okay? Different laws and different rules have changed. And now whatever you're planning to do, you can't do again. So you should always try to minimize your risk and protect your investments. I'll say again, one of the best way to protect your investment, especially if you're doing new construction, is to have diversification in your portfolio. Have more types of properties other than new construction homes. All right, any questions on these slides, these last few slides? All right, let's keep going. All right, long-term strategy. Consider the long-term potential of the new construction property. Evaluate the area's growth prospects, infrastructure development plans, and demographic trends as long-term investment strategy can maximize potential gains over time. Now, this one, it's all this fancy word that says, if you feel that this area that you're investing is going to grow, you did your research, you looked at the builders that are moving in the area, you looked at the stores that are coming, and you know over time, 10 years or so, this area is going to grow, then that is a great strategy. It's a long-term strategy. You're not looking for this property to double in value in 2 years, 3 years, over time. I have had customers that have bought property with me in new areas. They bought maybe close to 200,000 or so. And right now, after about 10, 12 years, the property has doubled in value. So that was a long-term strategy, and they've never lived in the property. We bought those property as new construction homes. They've rented that property every time. And now they not only got the cash flow, they got their mortgage paid. Now their property is worth 400,000 because they bought it for 200,000. But that took about 12 years. 12 years. So new construction, if you're thinking about it and the potential growth, you also want to think about it as a long-term strategy, not something where you just get in and out really fast, especially if you're looking for good returns. All right. Now, this slide talks about professional advice. You can go to real estate agents like me and my team here. We're knowledgeable about areas, market trends, different things like that. You can seek the advice of lawyers, financial advisors, just professional advice as you go about putting together your plan on investing in new construction. Great way, great thing to have new advice. As we close out today's session and I open the floor for question, we have our newdaybundle.com or bundle that we have. I think it's business structure and funding. So we have been teaching classes on how to start your LLC, how to structure it for funding. And then we have paired that with our credit repair guide for your personal credit. Now, these two guides are step by step. If it requires a letter, there is a letter template in there. If it requires exactly what do you say, what do you do to a lender to get approved, those types of information are in there. You want to go to the website, newdaybundle.com. I see the team has a Cyber Monday special going on. So it's an early Cyber Monday special where this used to cost $79. Now it costs $49. So if that's something you think you can use, go ahead and go to newdaybundle.com and get your ebooks right away. Now, I think that ends my presentation for today. I want to take any questions or anything anyone wants to talk about on the topic so I can answer those questions for you right now. So just unmute yourselves. If you're able to come on video, just come on video and ask the question.
Excuse me, Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tiffany asked, this is in regards about, you said that new construction property can be used for rental. She's asking, is it for rent only or for resale?
If you're buying a new construction property and you have enough equity in it, normally when you're buying a new construction property, you don't have equity right away. So reselling it right after you buy it is not really a good idea unless there's equity. Because if you're buying something to resell, your goal should be to make money. So what I see with new construction, for example, when I bought my primary house, I put money down about a year before it was built. And by the time it was built, I had $100,000 worth of equity in that property, right? I did the same things. I studied the area, make sure the product, what was coming, what was happening. And I bought right at a good time. And so by the time it was built, I choose the lot when it was dirt, and I had the builder himself build from scratch. So I had about $100,000 worth of equity. At that point, if I wanted to sell, I could sell, but I still had to wait a year. I still had to wait a year to be able to cash out. So if you are buying new construction as an investment, you need to make sure it's a long-term investment strategy. It's something that will, appreciate over time. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? All right, guys. Today's going to be a short session just because of my lighting issue that I'm experiencing. But what I want you to do, if you have some detailed questions and you weren't comfortable asking on the live today, you can reach out to Kent. I believe he put his information in the chat. And you can just ask him to book a one-on-one meeting with me. I'd be happy to talk to you personally and answer any questions you have. If you have a strategy that you're thinking about and you just want me to hear about it, and I can give you my 2 cents, I'll be happy to do that. And then if you are wanting to talk about business structure, business funding, you can also talk to Ken. He'll book an appointment. All right. And I'll be able to talk to you about that too. So if there is nothing else, I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know the holiday season is coming around. Make sure you're safe. Make sure your family is safe. And until the next one, God bless you. Thank you so much for signing in today. Bless you, everybody. Have a good evening.
And you too. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Bye, everybody.